Subscribe, follow, like, share. Last Bell Boxing. These guys give you all the exclusives. And next time I get my fight date, it's going to be exclusive on here as well. So make sure you give them more a follow.
Welcome to the latest edition of Last Bell Boxing. Today we're going to be covering Eubank Jr versus Conor Benn that's just been announced for September the 20th in London. No stadium announced as we sit here now. Joined by regular Brett from slightly glamorous venue than I'm in, over in Canada. How you going, Brett?
Doing well, mate. Thanks.
Yeah, hot one in the UK today. I'm sure you're going to get hot later on with the time zone difference. So plenty of liquids. I don't mean alcohol. So let's get on to this fight then, Brett. So obviously the first one was a very, very good fight. You could argue it will go down in the Hall of Fame fight. I think it was that good. There was some boxing snobbery around the fight. Let's be honest, Brett. A lot of people dismissing it, saying it was a mismatch, blah, blah, blah. What's your initial thoughts on this second fight?
Well, me and you, we've had the same opinion on. No, we don't always agree on things, as you know. We're different in opinion. But one thing that we were looking forward to before this fight was the whole theatre, the entertainment that came with it. You know, at the end of the day, we keep forgetting you know, that Ring magazine card with Haney and then the next day with Canelo. Like, we love fighting, we love boxing, but the one thing about this was we were looking forward to the whole theatre that led up, the egging in the face, the old man showing up out of nowhere with.
Come on, Brett. We got to talk about that for a minute. I'll be honest with you, I was more excited when them lift doors opened than I was on my wedding night.
Just about to say, mate.
Oh my God.
I was just about to say, and do you know what? Like, I obviously, you know, you mentioned it earlier because of the time difference. I was coming in for the fight, and my phone, because I missed that opening doors moment, my phone blew up. My phone blew up. They said, "You're not going to believe it. He's here. He's here. He's here." And, you know, all of that. But then let's get to the fight. What you and I and a few others as well, there's a few others that come on the channel that we're looking forward to. We weren't expecting it to be, you know, a world-class boxing affair.
No.
But we were expecting it to be a dust-up. And because they hate each other. They genuinely do hate each other. Conor's got this chip on his shoulder that he wants to take on the world. He feels like he's been harshly done to with his drug thing. He's got all that, and he hates Eubank. Eubank's poking fun out of him. The master of winding people up is Eubank. And what we saw was two lads. Forget about it. It's like mine and your dad having it back in the day, and me and you saying, you know what, let's have it, and let's have it in the back of the parking lot in the car park, because they just stood toe to toe, and it was an epic. And I'm glad you said that. It might go down as an Hall of Fame. It deserves to. And what we've said after this, mate, both you and I again, is that we know what it was. It was two bang average fighters having a right scrap. Yeah.
And I'd throw a weight drain fighter in there as well, to be honest. Probably there.
Well, that's fact, isn't it? I mean, once again, he's incredibly clever with all that, getting fined for sitting in the sauna suit. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He went down to 157 3 years ago when it was all about to start. So he fought Smith at 160. So it was all theatre, because he's fought Smith at 160.
You've got to give it him, Brett. He is one tough mother, isn't he? Eubank Jr. He knows to put himself through all that and then jump in the ring and perform how he did. He's one tough son of a gun.
Eubank is one hell of a tough guy. You're right. I mean, he took everything. And whether there's any sting behind Conor's punches, I don't know. But his hospital records will say different. Was there a broken jaw, or was that media stuff?
Never proven.
Okay, but like he wobbled in, what was it, second round when he had the old little back leg shaky. And however, what I was extremely impressed with was with Eubank. He was clever on the back foot. It's almost, say what you want about him, and any of the American people, say what you want about how bang average they are and all the rest of it. There's moments in that fight where you've gone, all right, like Eubank can actually box off the back foot. Yeah. You know, Conor Benn's slick enough to slip punches. He's not just taking punches on the way in.
And I've been on a couple of North American podcasts recently, and they've been telling me similar, we're two average British fighters. I have to remind them, When did they last have a fight in North America that was as exciting as that fight?
With the whole build-up.
With the old entire package. When did they last have two fighters who the animosity and then they actually produced inside of the ring? Yes, we're talking about two British average fighters, but what a spectacle it was. When was it last a spectacle like that in North America? And they couldn't answer me.
Well, I'll go with one, but it wasn't. It's nowhere near. But Spence Crawford, maybe.
Didn't deliver in the ring though, did it?
Well, no, because Crawford just showed the levels.
Yeah.
But that would have been the last time that it gripped a country, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But even everything, mate. I don't know about you, but I've been back and watched just because you've got an older boy as well. Like, imagine if we were walking our sons out. Like I've been back and watched those ring walks. I don't know about you, but I've been watching back over and over again, both ring walks.
Yeah.
And I'll say this: going into it, I'm a Ben fan because of his dad. Most and foremost, I loved Nigel Benn as a fighter.
Yeah, I was more Chris Eubank than Conor Benn, Nigel Benn.
But mate, I have nothing but since then, and my social media have proved it. I've had nothing but admiration for both the Eubanks. I loved Senior, but I've got some admiration for Chris because he was weight drained. It was theatre. He was the master at the press conferences of winding everybody up, including Eddie. And that ring walk where he's looking out and they've got that tune on that's in reference to his brother that passed away, and the dad's just behind him like this. It's just like spine tingling. The whole event for me was amazing.
So let's move on to the second fight then, Brett. Now we break out at prediction time. Do you see any other winner than Chris Eubank Jr? Do you think Conor Benn's going to get that revenge, or is it repeat?
I think I was one of the only ones on your prediction show that backed Ben. But I didn't. Everyone was like, "Oh, knock him out within 4." I said he'd win on points because I thought he'd do enough. He'd nick enough early rounds, and that's what surprised me, mate. I almost feel like Eubank Jr. will fight a different fight, but a more accomplished fight. He'll fight without emotion. He'll because he actually fought. He wanted to kill him as well, and now I think what he's done is he's felt the power. He might try and box him and be smart, and I think he probably wins on a wide UD again. I don't think anyone's going to sleep. No,
I don't. I think Eubank wins as well, but I think it might be a split this time. I think it's going to be a razor close fight.
What would you suggest that Conor does differently then? What because he is still very, very limited as a fighter.
Yeah, I think he'll learn from the first fight that if he can take it down the stretch and reserve some energy, he could well get Eubank Jr. out there down the stretch. It was very close on a couple of occasions down them championship rounds of maybe getting him out of there, but so was Eubank Jr. as well.
So straight after the fight, mate, Nigel ripped it apart and said, it is what it is. We've got no the right man won. He said that Eubank won, and he criticised him straight after the fight, saying his on back foot game wasn't very good. So when Eubank Jr. actually decided to close the distance and march Conor down, Conor actually didn't know what to do. So you would suggest that Sims and the team will work on the back foot fight.
Let's be honest, Conor Benn has never had to fight off the back foot as he has always pushed fighters back. He's never been pushed back. Whereas Eubank Jr. has been in with some big dudes, right? George Groves. Yeah, I can see that. But the second one throws up is quite intriguing. The second fight, isn't it? Again, no one hand on heart can say who they think is going to win for certain.
No. Again, it's going to intrigue us all, and once again, the fanfare because hasn't Eubank Sr. said if my son fights, then I fight on the same card. Like we've already started all that, so he's saying he's out again. So we'll see. I mean, ultimately, we as British fight fans. We'll talk about it on another time, but I got into it a little bit with my boxing coach about he loves his fighting, obviously, and he's got Puerto Rican heritage background, and he was saying that the British fighters tend to get so far at the top level, and they're just always the nearly men. Of course, we can name Kawasaki's, Lennox. You can go down, but he said they're always the kind of the nearly men that they're good. They're good for boxing, but they just don't put it over the line. But what I'm saying is what you said earlier. All right, anywhere around the world, can you tell me that a pre-build-up is going to get this many eyes?
Yeah.
The press conference is going to get as many eyes, and the fight on the night with the ring walks and the actual fight is going to get. This is an
And
easy
the
money.
attendance. And the attendance. You know, there's only Canelo who pulls 70,000 plus in the US, right? As a rule.
If it's Wembley, they'll do what they did with Joshua Dubois, I would imagine, and ask for more, to open it up a little bit more. It'll break every record that you want. Probably British pay-per-view buys as well, mate. It'll break that and all.
So I'm going to do a bit of a quick fire round with you, Brett, to finish off. So we expect Conor Benn to go back down to welter after this fight. So I've got a list of fighters. Does Ben win? Yes or no? You ready?
Yep.
Norman Jr.
No.
Stanionis.
Yes.
Barrios.
Yes.
Esserman.
Yes.
Crocker.
Yes.
Catterall.
Oh, that's a tough one. Yes.
Harlem Eubank.
I like Harlem. You're killing me there. Can I pause that one and see what he looks like?
Yeah, okay. We'll take a pass on that one. Josh Taylor.
Last version of Taylor, yes.
Hayner.
No.
Romero.
No.
Ryan Garcia.
No.
Pat McCormack.
Oof.
Bit of an unknown.
He's a baby, isn't he? So
What he's there for, though, to get you thinking.
I can't do two passes. So current version, he beats him only because he's a baby.
Okay, Paddy Donovan.
Oh, yes.
Manny Pacquiao, as is.
Yeah.
And then we expect Eubank to go to super middle, don't we, when he's done? I think he will have it if he has a couple of fights super middle. So here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Canelo.
No.
Pacheco.
No.
Munguia.
Yeah.
Blunt.
No.
Belanga.
Oh, great fight. Yeah, because I don't think they're both very good at that level. I'll back Belanga.
Shiraz.
No.
Callum Simpson.
I like Simpson. No.
Sajo.
Yes.
And Umbella, who's come from nowhere, that kid has.
Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. That tells you whereabouts you put him. Okay, Brett, thank you for your time, fella. Agree, disagree, post your comments below. Me and Brett don't get the ump about people arguing with us. Quite like it, actually.
We like it.
This has been Last World Boxing, proudly sponsored by LW Lifton's SC Travel. We'll see you on the next video. Brett, enjoy your day, fella. Thank you very much.